My name is Junico Moody, and I've been here a year. I started in March '95 for Batman Forever, doing compositing, which means taking several layers of buildings and kind of marrying them together. I worked on the A8 shot, which is the fly through Gotham City, and it was a lot of layers, because it had all the buildings were generated in CGI. It was just an aerial view of Gotham City. It was designed to be the opening of the movie, so that you were supposed to fly over Gotham City and get this really impressive view of how big, and industrial it is, and then you're going to fly through the window of the Wayne Enterprises building.
When I came here, there were 7 people and about 5 computers. Eventually, we got some special effects work for some feature films. Little Princess was the first one. We did a restoration of Jimi Hendrix footage in Woodstock, which I personally got into very much. And then the biggie so far for this company was Batman Forever.
They'll be dining and dancing the night away on the glamorous roof of the Ritz Gotham.
Right now, I'm working on Duck Dodgers and Marvin the Martian in the Third Dimension. It's a stereoscopic film that will be used in a theme park, a Warner Brothers theme park in Germany and hopefully elsewhere.
It was at the finish of Batman Forever, and I had some time, and I was interested in creating cartoon images with conventional 3D animation software. It seemed quite possible, but I hadn't seen anything like that. So, in my spare time, I built a little biplane, airplane, which was the old 30s design. It was taken from the design that they used in the first Porky Pig cartoon. Okay, and I didn't do Porky Pig, just his airplane. And figured out a nice way to get outlines on it and highlights and shadows, kind of a crude way, but it looked pretty good. And so I just made a little animation of it flying. It seemed to be the seed where they started feeling confident that they could pull off this whole 12-minute Warner Brothers Looney Tune in this cartoon style, but done in computer. And of course, the advantage for using a computer in a traditional cartoon-looking production is that we can make this truly stereoscopic, whereas old-fashioned attempts at stereoscopic cartoons, fully 3D, would really be a series of planes, one in front of the other, but all the subject matter is really flat. And our project is, I guess you could say, volumetric, as in you can sense with your stereo perception that Daffy Duck now has a body that has thickness, and this is really playing with history here, because they've allowed us to animate classic 60-year-old cartoon characters.
I've been working a lot on facial animation or lip sync, in this case beak sync, trying to get Daffy's beak motions to match up with his words. The big challenge here with these characters in this type of a film is that they're classic characters, Daffy the Duck, Marvin the Martian, and Canine, all characters that we know really well and have seen over the years, the last 40 years or so. So the challenge is, these are characters that have traditionally been drawn on 2D and flat sheets of paper. We're working in a 3-dimensional space here, and we have to make those characters look and behave the way that they have always behaved for the last 40 years. Their motions have to be similar to what we all know. So that's the big challenge with this project.
My name is Vince DiQuattro, and I graduated from USC Film School last spring. And our course was emphasis on animation, classical animation, and computer work. When Warner Brothers was looking for some animators to help them out this fall, I came on board and have found that there's been a lot of applications for the stuff that I learned in school, specifically some effects work that I've done. So these sorts of effects are added to classical animation in this production to give us more of a three-dimensional, real kind of quality. We have to use all kinds of optics, and to understand how the human being sees in 3 dimensions is challenging as it is. But to move the point between the eyes and to understand that you have multiple cameras that see an object from 2 different perspectives to achieve 3D, and then to use the software tools, Softimage and Alias and Wavefront products to achieve the effects is pretty challenging.
I'm working on scene 7 for Eraser. It's a scene where Arnold Schwarzenegger is shooting at a truck and it explodes and blows up from underneath. There's a lot of live action smoke underneath that blows the truck up into the air, but we needed to create the bullets that actually shoot the truck because that's really hard to do in live action. So what we've done, someone else went ahead and made the bullets and figured out the animation, like timed the bullet to match the live action explosion. I'm going ahead and adding smoke behind the bullet trails, and they're very, very particular about how they want the smoke. The smoke is spiraling, graceful, voluptuous smoke. That's the description that I was given to make the smoke.
This is all computer graphic animation, and this is a part that we are trying to making looks like a live action shot. And there's we are using some new high technological motion capture, and motion capture is the system that putting special markers onto human bodies. We're taking this motion data into 3D characters.
My name's Carolyn Ippish, and I'm the model point person for the warehouse, which is a component in the film that we're working on. Basically, I'm in charge of all the models, and I make sure that they're going to render and that the geometry is good, and that you know they're going to look good on the big screen. Basically, we have 2 different buildings in the film that we've built the outside structure for. And we have to build all the internal parts of the house, like the sink, the refrigerator, you know, the walls, the windows, every object within the house. And there's a warehouse that has a lot of machinery.
Well, for these shots, we're trying to create an X-ray look where it'll seem like someone looking through an X-scope or X-ray viewing camera is looking through the bodies of the characters. So we're trying to create the different layers of the human body, the skin layer, the muscles, the internal organs, and the skeleton, so that as it's moving, we have the organs moving inside of the body, the skeleton's moving, the muscles are flexing, and to enhance that look, we're putting on textures so that the muscles have fibers and striations, and the organs have veins running through them, and it has a sort of texture that will kind of make it look believable.
It's good working here. It's grown so fast in the last year. We used to be called Wabbit, but now we've grown up to be Warner Digital Studios. Gone from about 12 people, now up to about 100.
It's allowed, I think, everybody to sort of find their niche of specialty. There's been room to apply yourself. I think that's just part of the growing process. At least in this environment. I think we've all been able to find an area of specialty that we can grow into and have for our own.